next storyteller, he lives up the hill somewhere, and he's married, and he's tall, and he likes to wear jeans and brownish shirts. Please welcome to the Casa Werma stage, Richard.
Good evening. Thank you all for coming out. So, this is a story takes me back to not far for you guys, I'm sure. February 14th, 2006, Valentine's Day. I'm in LaGuardia to meet what would become the love of my life. Hopefully, if I didn't screw this up. I mean, I already have a ill-fitting suit, a receding hairline. That battle did not end well. I surrendered, and it was okay. But I wasn't going to surrender on this. She said she was going to be here to meet me. I was delayed. Hopefully we'll still get there in time. But I can't find my bag. It was my big thing. It got switched over on the layover. And then while I'm searching for it, looking endlessly, sweating like crazy, in a really shitty suit, I feel a buzz in my breast pocket. It's my phone. I flip it open. They used to do that. This was neat. And it was a text from her, and it said, "Hey, I see you." So I start looking around, and I'm looking for a curly-haired Jewish woman. I don't see any curly-haired Jewish women. Okay, what, where? And then I look around, and she's waving. There's a straight-haired Jewish woman waving at me. All right, so expectations gone. It was more, just threw me off my feet, made me stumble. So I stumbled over, having just found my bag. She could see my nervousness, my sweat, my anticipation, and she just held me. She grabbed me, and I returned her embrace with my own. And I looked at her, and I said, "I thought you had curly hair." Because we had sent face pictures. We had seen our faces. Yeah, I had it straightened today. All right. And it was beautiful. It felt at the small of her back. It was shimmering. She smelled like a floral bouquet. And I didn't want to let go, because this is what I had wanted. On her birthday, December 28th, I had bought a plane ticket to get out here. On February 14th, I wanted to be cheesy. It's fine. I like rom-coms. I was trying to live one out. So, we had confessed our love together. I took a week off. This goes back further to December 15th, around that time. I take a week off because I know if she rejects me, she's going to do the "let's still just be friends." But it's never the same. Because there's always that thing where she's thinking, well, oh, this is what he thinks. Or he's thinking all these things. Actually, it's just he, usually. The girl just passed on that. It's okay. But I was afraid she would pass on me. So I took a week's vacation at the end of December. And I confessed my love. She said, "I love you too." And then we spent 16 hours on the phone, non-stop speaking to each other. We fell asleep on the phone. Then, like I said, I bought the ticket, December 28th, that's her birthday. It's a nice birthday gift, and this was the conclusion of the gift. I didn't want to let go, because I didn't want to fuck anything else up. And she could tell that she let go of me, and she took me by the hand, and she drew me to the taxi line. This is actually going to be my first taxi ride ever, at the young ripe age of 22, 23. Fun. We had taxis where I grew up in Humble, Texas, but we didn't use those. And after I moved to the big city of Lenox, South Dakota, to make something of myself, this was me going to Queens to find my queen. I love that movie. Anywho, she draws me to the taxi line. We're both beaming and smiling, holding hands close together. Finally, the cold air's washed over my face. So I feel much better, and neither of us have the nerve to look at one another, because we're both giddy. I mean, I thought just I was giddy, but she was giddy too, apparently. And then she, looks down at my shoes, and then she looks up at me with those sparkly, beautiful eyes, and we hadn't kissed at this point. I was like, this is it. It's about to happen. And she says, "Nice shoes. You want to fuck?" The ice, boom, gone. We were back to being best friends again. Just giddy best friends laughing in a taxi line. We get into the taxi and we start driving, and she gets on her phone and she begins speaking Hebrew. Now I know no Hebrew at all. I mean, Ken, Lo, that's about it. A Kol Baseder, I don't know. But she's on the phone, and I could hear her speaking to a guy. I couldn't hear what they were talking about. That's kind of weird that a girl just starts talking to a guy on the phone. I'm like, it's awkward. I don't know what's going on. The doubt starts creeping in my mind. It's fantasy turned into reality. It doesn't work that way. This is me just falling over. And then she gets off the phone, looks at me assuredly, because she could see I was stupid. Kind of easy to tell. And she said, that was my dad. I was just telling him you're not a bad guy, and we're going to Times Square. I said, great. So Times Square is like right next to Queens, where I can drop off this 50-pound luggage. No. She looked at me like I was an idiot. She's like, it's going to take 45 minutes on the subway to get home. I said, okay. I went with it. I took the luggage. Again, terrible suit, nice shoes, which was good. Had my luggage, and I just fell in love with Times Square. Beautiful sight. But what I looked like was a guy doing this, which meant every vendor who had hats, I could use hats again, the battle. But every vendor wanted to sell me something, wanted to flip something on me. And she shuffles up close to me. I'm like, oh, here it comes again. Maybe it's time for the kiss here in Times Square. That's beautiful. Empire State Building's nicer, but I'll take what I can get. And then she pulls me down, and she has this look on her face that isn't love, but more discontent. She said, you idiot, don't look up. They know you're a tourist if you look up. You have to walk like a New Yorker. Look forward or look down. That's it. And I was like, okay. And she said, well, a reservation's not for another hour, so we need something to do in here in Times Square. You're not going to be able to not look like a turd in a punch bowl standing here. I said, okay. She said, well, there's a bar. So we walked over to this bar, found a spot, very loud. New York was a very loud place, not like, again, South Dakota and Humble, Texas. But anywho, I wanted to talk to her. We wanted to discuss how things went, the travel, how was your day, the rats you're trying to clear out of your apartment, that's creepy, and what's going on. Well, we're talking, the music's loud, we couldn't really hear. We had 2 Appletinis in this piece, and we're getting closer and closer, because I had to hear, so I got closer and closer, closer and closer, and eventually I just kissed her. And that's when I went from being cool, calm, and collected at the airport to being just enamored, elated, and just intoxicated with this woman. Goose pimples. Anyhow, the other parts we had dinner, it was nice. We went on the subway, it was nice. Then it was the last stop in Queens. Got off 2 blocks and 5 flights of stairs. Again, 50-pound suitcase, 300-pound man. Not easy. So she goes ahead of me a little bit. She said, when you get there, 5th floor, 5B, just come in and make yourself comfortable. And then we'll chat. It's like, okay, chat. That's fine. You know, I'm thinking a bunch of things about that. Mostly just thinking about how this hurts, and I'm sweaty, and I don't walk. We drive where I'm from. They don't have cars there. Well, they do, but you gotta be really rich. Anywho, I get to the top. I push open 5B. I find a light switch, and I turn on the light switch, and it illuminates a living room. Beautiful flooring, beautiful walls, no furniture. Okay? Cool. Go a little bit more forward. Dining area. No furniture. Alright. This is getting creepy. Maybe I'm really love drunk with this woman. Maybe that guy is just the guy she was calling to set up the kill room, and they were going to harvest the organs from my hot turkey body. Kidneys could go for a lot. And the blue eyes, jeez. So I look at the room across. Okay, no, that one's empty too. They didn't have a door in it. I was like, all right. I could see light coming out from one. That was the bathroom. I was going to be respectful, not knock or do anything weird. The other one must have been the bedroom. The kill room. I reluctantly pushed open the door to see just a bed. Nothing else. No nightstands, no lamps. Turned on the light switch. All right. I guess I should just get comfortable. You know, maybe it is okay. And I decided to get comfortable with myself first. And the idea that, yeah, it's stressful. Yeah, it seems like a fantasy. But it's so fun. Just let it happen. Maybe you do deserve happiness. Maybe you're not a terrible guy. I took off my tie. Again, ill-fitting three-piece suit. Took off the jacket. The shoes. They weren't that nice. But I took them off. The soles were going out. And then the bathroom door opens. For the sake of brevity, I was not dressed for the dance they're coming. She informed me of that. Things happened, and then until the dawn, we just laid there, sitting, talking about what we wanted, how our lives were going to be. And that's when I knew the me had become a we. And that's it. Thank you.
Hey, Richard. Nice shoes. You want to? No.